I was just setting it up to do a live stream, and here you guys are. Fancy seeing you here. I bet you heard about the free Crown Apple and Bailey's fire sales that were happening. I'm sure word's gotten around about the free Bailey's and Crown Apple fire sales. And I'm sure you're here to receive the free aforementioned. You get what I'm saying. Got the Crown Apple here. Yep. Got the Crown Apple here. I reckon I should do the Crown Apple first. Get the hard part out of the way. So, you know. To quote that one Nova Online guy. To quote that one Nova Online fella, bone apple teeth. I'm right in the throughway here. This is gonna be. Oh, okay. Someone just let me just lower the profile here for a second. I'm just a guy on his phone. I'm just a fella on a cellular device. Nothing to see here. Nothing worth mentioning. Here on some guy. Phone. Just having a phone call. You know, these things happen. Alright, I had to move here. It's not always easy to keep a low profile while having a live stream on. You know, sometimes you gotta move somewhere else to have a live stream on. Like, no, that's not a good spot. Sometimes you gotta move somewhere else to have a live stream going on your dashboard. Okay, I'll go. Alright. You know, we have to do this maneuver. I'm gonna have to do this maneuver right here. I'm gonna have to do, I call this the skip to my loo. Alright, I'm gonna have to do the skip to my loo here. to get into the first pull forward position. Okay. I see that word has gotten around. I see that word has gotten around. Free fire sales. This is a capacity crowd. You know, this is a capacity crowd here. I might have to do. I already got the crown apple open. We're doing the crown apple first. We have a capacity crowd here. Someone might call the fire department or code enforcement to shut this gathering down. You know, word has clearly gotten around about the crown apple and Bailey's free fire sales. Because fire sales are such a commodity. It's about it's a seller's market if you're in the fire sales business. You know, everybody's hankering for some fire sales, but man, I feel like I'm playing WarioWare, waiting for an opportunity to take this crown apple shooter. How many milliliters is this thing? Hold on. Couldn't make it easy for me, huh? How many milliliters is this? 50. It's 50 milliliters. Why are all the... Wait, the fucking... Was the 99 blue raspberries like 65? Or I think I might have said 52. But, alright, we're doing the 50 milliliters of crown apple here. It's like I'm playing WarioWare. I have 2 shooters to take. This isn't alright. And I feel like I'm doing that WarioWare minigame where you just gotta make sure there's no eyes on you as you take the shooter. You know. I'm okay with the cameras witnessing me. I just don't want the people to witness me. I'm shy. Okay. Alright. Enough stalling. Let's get it over with. Let's just get it over with already. What's this lady up to? Okay, let's just get it over with. Let's just do it. Alright. Oh, that was a crown apple. Oh, God. Oh, that was a crown apple. That gave me post-traumatic stress disorder. Oh, man, that crown apple gave me post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm having an attack. All right. Okay. We're on the Bailey's shooter now. We've progressed to the Bailey shooter. I'm going to move locations. There's too many people here. Alright, I'm moving locations. Play it cool, everyone. Everyone just play it cool. Nobody panic. Alright. Everyone stop panicking. We're moving locations. Nobody panic. Everyone be cool. I think my phone's gonna overheat in this spot again. Alright. Lady, you were walking directly towards me. Hello. That bitch. That lady started walking towards me. Alright, I'm gonna have to go around. I'm going around. Okay. This lady's speed walking diagonally. Both of them are going diagonally. That's a bold maneuver. Diagonal's a bold maneuver. I don't know if I could diagonally walk into an oncoming lane. Hello. Hello. That guy's chilling. At least he's walking in a straight line. At least he's walking in a straight line. Alright, we're going to the abject. We're going to the far lands of the parking lot. We're going to the far lands of the parking lot. We're going to Rock Bottom. If you're familiar with SpongeBob lore, we're going to Rock Bottom. We're going to the far lands of we're going to the far lands of the parking lot to escape all of the people. We're going to Rock Bottom, and we're going to do the Bailey shooter at the bus stop of Rock Bottom. We're doing the Bailey shooter at the bus stop at Rock Bottom at 3 a.m. Nothing but the flock cameras can see us out here. It's just us and the flock cameras that are telling the police about my whereabouts and actions right now. God damn it, there's people at the bus stop at Rock Bottom. We've encountered the fish with the light bulb antenna. Okay, he's going somewhere else. He's walking away from the far lands of the parking lot. It's just us and the flock cameras out here while we take this Bailey shooter. Alright. As the non-infamous and beloved Nova Online of internet fame says, bone, apple teeth, fucking boop, boop. And fucking, I'm taking the other shooter now. Hopefully people aren't staring at me. Hopefully I'm not screaming too loud at my phone camera. I'm just in a meeting. I'm in a conference call as far as these people are concerned. They don't need to know what I'm actually doing. This is between me and the flock cameras. This is between me and the flock cameras, alright? This is no one else's concern. Alright, I'm gonna do the shooter now. I think I got it all. Yeah, I got it all. I did it. I did it. All right. Okay. Now that we've concluded with today's community service. That was the community service portion of today's events. The crown apple, the crown apple's way better. The crown apple's way better. The crown apple and the Baileys is the way to go. The crown apple shooter and the Bailey shooter. Now that's where it's at. That's where it's happening. That's what's happening. That's what it's all about. That's what we do it for. All right. That's why we get up in the morning and do our slave labor. All right. That's what it's for. That's what we do it for. That's why we do this. We get up in the morning and we put our nose to the grindstone for the crown apple shooter and the Bailey shooter. All right, the dynamic duo. You know, if the left one doesn't get you, the right one will, right? And that's the logic. That's the two-step program. That's the 1-2 combo that we apply here at Fago Lovers with the Bailey shooter and the crown apple shooter. That's what we do. That's what it's all about. That's why we bring home the bacon. That's why we bring home the bacon. We bring home the bacon. That's why we bring. That's why we risk it for the biscuit. That's what it says. That's why we risk it for the biscuit, right? You know, that's what you do it for. That's what you risk it. You risk it for the biscuit, so you can get the Bailey shooter and the crown apple shooter. That's what we do it for. That's what it's all about. That's what America is all about. That's what to the real Americans, at least. All right, like me, you know. And in that sense, what I mean by that is none of you fuddy-duddies do it for these reasons. All right, the fuddy-duddies I don't know what they do it for, but they don't do it for the same reasons that I do it. All right, and that's what distinguishes me from them. You know, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, what I'm saying is that the reasons that I'm a real American in comparisons to the fuddy-duddies, the also known as the naysayers, also known as the naysayers. If you're familiar with my denomination of regard maxing, if you're an acolyte of my denomination of regard maxing, what I mean when I say fuddy-duddy is they're like the naysayers archetype of my denomination of the regard maxing lore. They're like the naysayers. You know how the naysayers always say nay. That's why the naysayers were put on the cosmic short bus that is life in my denomination of the regard maxing lore. If you're familiar with that arc of the channel, if you're familiar with that arc of the face stream, if you were there for that filler episode, and you know, you got to be a real Fran man fanatic. You got to be a real Fran man fanatic to know about that. And you know, those are rare breeds. Those are rare breeds. I'm not easy to love. Okay? I'm not easy to love. So you got to be really tapped into the Fran Man cinematic universe to remember that filler episode of the Fran Man Fago Lovers face stream anime. That was an obscure but a good filler episode, and only oh so many people know about that. Only oh so many people are tapped in enough to the Fago Lovers Anonymous cinematic universe to know about that filler episode of the Fran Man, DJ Dr. Fran Man face streams. Those are for that's for the real ones to know about. That's for the real ones to know about. Not everyone's a real one. Not everyone's a real one. Not everyone's tapped into the deep Fran Man Fago Lovers Anonymous lore. But that's why we risk it for the biscuit. That's why we risk it for the biscuit. That's why we bring the bacon home. Is for the Crown Apple shooter and the Bailey shooter combo. That's what the doctor ordered. That's what the doctor ordered. That's what DJ Dr. Man ordered. Is the Crown Apple shooter followed up with the Bailey's shooter, and why that is for me to know and for you to find out. That's for me to know and for you to find out. All right, that's a personal reason why specific 1-2 combination is what it's all about. But it's what it's all about. That's why we work out in the field, is for that specific reason. Okay. All right. We're out in the field all day for the Crown Apple shooter followed by the Bailey shooter in that exact order. All right. I need 50 milliliters of each. 50 milliliters of each in that order. And that's what it's all about. It's what it's all about, people. All right. And the fuddy-duddies would not understand. The naysayers that were put on the cosmic short bus to always say nay, they won't understand why that's what it's all about. But it's what it's all about. All right. And you got to be really... You got to be really tapped into the Fago Lovers Anonymous Fran Man lore to understand the cultural relevance of Crown Royal Apple in the Fago Lovers Anonymous and DJ Dr. Fran Man zeitgeist. Um, to understand the cultural and historical relevance of that, you have to be very tapped in. You got to be a real DJ Dr. Fran man fanatic to understand the cultural and historical relevance of Crown Royal Apple and Bailey's. That's not for everyone to understand. It's not. It's only for the real ones to understand. It's not for everyone to understand. And I'm at a red light right now, and there's like probably 6 people that can see me and can see that I'm streaming to one person right now with a weird ass background. Well, good thing that guy wasn't here for me. Good thing that guy wasn't here for me. Okay, and good thing the light screen. Good thing the light screen. Some days are better than others. Some days are better than others. Sometimes a police officer pulls up to you with their lights on, and they're just passing through. Okay. And that's why some days are better than others. All right. I'm going to wait for you to go back. I went back into a parking spot. Oh. Okay, I've successfully backed into a parking spot. I have time to kill, by the way. That's why I'm just hanging out. I have time to kill. That's why I'm just hanging out. Other than when the opportunity presents itself, I'm going to VR box, but I have time to kill, and that's why I'm just hanging out right now. But I guess something's happening in the general area, because there's a lot of first responders in the general vicinity that I've seen in the last 5 to 10 minutes. So something is afoot in the general area, is what my observations are telling me. When is there not, right? When's there not something afoot? When is there not been something afoot? Is the better question. The better question is, when is something not afoot, right? It's what we need to get to the bottom the bottom of. That's what we need to get to the bottom of, is when is something not afoot, and then we need to get back to that point. We need to get back to the point when something isn't afoot. That's where we need to go. We need to go back to when there's something not afoot. We need to go back to that point. That's when things were better. I almost need to know now that I'm now, I almost need to know now that I'm near another liquor store what kind of shooters they have in stock. I'm not an alcoholic. I promise I'm not an alcoholic. I really am not a fan of alcohol per se, but I do like to partake every now and then in alcohol. I like to partake. I'll do some shooters. I'll drink a bottle of cheap alcohol every now and then, and I'll do some shooters, and I'll drink some beer every now and then, but I'm really not an alcoholic. I go years. I go years without drinking, but I like to partake every now and then. Don't we all? Don't we all? Hold on, let me see. Before my phone dies, let me go see what kind of shooters they got. Nobody look at what's behind the background. guess what? You'll never guess it. You'll never guess what kind of shooters they had in stock. They had Baileys. They had Bailey shooters in stock. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed that they had another Bailey shooter, but it's the last one for the stream. It's the last Bailey shooter for the stream. And then I'm heading home where I belong. I'm going back where I belong after this. After this last Bailey shooters, they did have Bailey shooters, and after this last one, I'm going home where I belong. Who am I kidding? I don't have a home, but I'm going where my possessions are. After this last stream, I'm going to where my possessions are located. As the prolific streamer and TikToker Nova Online says, bone apple teeth. This has been a DJ Dr. Fran production joint. This has been a DJ Dr. Fran joint in conjunction with Fago Lovers Anonymous. Free fire sales, giving back to the community. We're giving back to the community. This is an act of charity. This is a charitable deed. And a DJ Dr. Fran production. We're giving back to the community. With this free Bailey's, with this additional free Bailey's shooter fire sale, we're giving back to the community. This is an act of love and charity. Because I am a humble and giving man. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's been a pleasure providing this service to the community. It's all about giving back. Even if all that's left of your community is a bunch of foreigners from God knows where, right? That don't share your values and have nothing in common with you and don't speak your language. Even if your community is a bunch of people that you don't have anything in common with and have no shared culture with, it's good to give back to the community, to to those in need, even if you're in need. And with that, I'm heading home. All right, and with that, I'm packing up shop. I'm packing it up. Packing it up. I'm packing. This show's on the road. The show's on the road. We did 2 Bailey shooters this time for you. Because we like to give back to the community. We like to give. This is for those in need. Those that needed someone to do 2 Bailey's fire sales. And in the Crown Apple fire sale, we did it. We put in the work. We get the job done here. We put the work in here. This is for all the Franimaniacs out there. This is for those that understand what it's all about. My legs are covered in ant bites, by the way. My legs are covered in ant bites, and there's some pretty gnarly ant bites. At that, there's some pretty gnarly ant bites, and that's what I gotta do to earn the shots of Bailey's. That's what I gotta do to get the funds in the account to get the shots of Bailey's. That's the things we gotta do here to get the shots of Bailey's. But someone's gotta do it. Someone's got to make sure the Bailey's shooters make it off the shelves. Someone's got to find a home for all those Bailey's shooters out there. And I might be the man for the job. I'm old Fran. And I might be just the guy for the job. I might be just the guy to find those Bailey's shooters a home. They're all orphaned Bailey's shooters, not even a part of a whole bottle. But I can find a home for all of that Bailey's on those shelves. If I keep earning these pesos, I can find a home for all the orphaned Bailey's shooters on those shelves. And that's my act of love to this capitalist society, despite its abandonment towards me. I've been abandoned by this capitalist society. But in spite of that, I still do acts of charity for my homeland. Such as finding a home for all of those Crown Royal Apples shooters and those Bailey's shooters, all orphaned and abandoned by the same capitalist society on the shelves of those liquor stores. But fear not, DJ Dr. Fran Man of Fago Lovers Anonymous is here to find a home for all of the orphaned shooters on the shelves of the liquor stores in the Tri-County area. I will find a home for all of those Bailey's shooters and all of those Crown Royal Apples shooters orphaned by their breweries on the shelves of those liquor stores in the Tri-County area. None of them will be doomed and exiled to the landfill and the dumpsters of this Tri-County area. If I have anything to say about it with my futilely small purchasing power, I have a pitiful purchasing power. I have a pitiful income and a pitiful purchasing power, but I will find a home for all of the orphaned Baileys and Crown Royal Apple shooters in the area. If I have anything to say about it. Just monologuing to my phone while driving, looking like an I'm psychopath. I'm lowering the rent. I'm single-handedly lowering the rent one stream at a time in the Tri-County area. Build as they might. Build the apartment complexes and housing developments as they might. They will never raise the rent too high if I have anything to stream about it. If I have anything to stream about it, the rent will always stay a reasonable price. Because I will annoy the foreign horde out of this land if I have anything to say about it. And I have a lot to say about it, actually. I have an unreasonable amount to say about it, if you ask me. If you ask me, I have an unhinged and somewhat psychotic amount of things to say about it. Therefore, I will laugh last. I will laugh last because I have the most complaints. No one has as many complaints about it as I do. I have the most complaints about it. I have all of the complaints about it. I will complain ad nauseum, and I alone will lower the rent back down to pre-inflation prices. I will make the horde move elsewhere. Me alone. I will make the horde move out, one stream at a time. I will make them uncomfortable at the traffic lights. Yes, I will make them uncomfortable at the traffic signals, and I alone will lower the rent back down to pre-inflation prices. Try as they might, develop as they might, build as they might, move the foreign horde in as they might, I will find a home for all of the orphaned Crown Royal Apple shooters and Bailey shooters on the shelves of the liquor stores in the Tri-County area, and I will complain ad nauseum at the traffic signals while streaming, which will single-handedly cause the foreign horde to move out of the Tri-County area, single-handedly lowering the rent back to pre-inflation prices. Mwahaha. Mwahaha. try as they might, build as they they will build for a population that does not live here. And build as they might. You can honk all you want. You can honk all you want. I have pepper spray somewhere around here. I have pepper spray right here and a knife. And a knife. I have pepper spray and a knife. And I will freaking use it if you get out of your car. I swear to God, I will use it if you get out of your car. And if you accost me while I am purchasing ramen, I will use this pepper spray and knife on you. I swear to God. And I will go to court grinning. I will go to court grinning. With a grin on my face. With your fucking go-kart tires on your car. With your goddamn golf cart tires on your fucking car. Trying to honk at me because I didn't risk getting fucking killed turning left. I'm gonna use this fucking pepper spray and knife on you if you get out of your fucking car on me. Fucking bitch. I don't give a fuck where you're from. I do not give a fuck where you're from or where I'm at. I will use this goddamn pepper spray and fucking Ozark Trail knife on you. He pulled off like 3 minutes ago, by the way. I'm just backing into a parking spot. Bro, like, I've lived here my whole life, and that left turn has never been reasonable. That left turn wasn't reasonable like 2 decades ago, okay? Like, in the 90s, that left turn wasn't reasonable to make, and we're in like 2026, and this ignorant ass, goddamn, I don't even know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. This ignorant ass, non-pale motherfucker was in the most fucking hoopty ass fucking, I don't even know how to describe it. This motherfucker was in a jalopy with fucking go-kart tires on it, with fucking golf cart tires on it. This dude was in a fucking Chevy jalopy, alright? This dude was in a fucking 2001 Chevy jalopy. That's the literal fucking model of it, alright? That's the literal make and model of it. That motherfucker was in a 2001 Chevy jalopy with fucking goddamn... That motherfucker was in a 2001 Chevy Jalopy LE with fucking custom go-kart tires on it, bro. That motherfucker was in a Chevy Jalopy with fucking size 2 fucking golf cart tires on it, trying to honk at me because I didn't risk my life turning left on a left turn that hasn't been reasonable since fucking 1991, all right? That left turn hasn't been reasonable to make with the traffic pattern of this area since